This is exercise 13.5, question 4A. When the numerator and denominator of a certain fraction are each increased by 1, the value of the fraction is then 5/6. Then it says, however, when the numerator and denominator are each decreased by 5, the value of the fraction is then 3/4. It says, find the original fraction. Hint, let the original fraction be x over y. So here's my original fraction. Let's read the question again. So I've got x over y as my original fraction. Now, when the numerator and denominator of this fraction are increased by 1, what should I write? X plus 1 over y plus 1. So my original fraction is x on y.
Could you just do plus 1?
No, the numerator, if it was 3, is now going to be 4. The denominator, if it was 5, is now going to be 6. That's what that means. If you increase the numerator by 1, whatever it was, it's going to be 1 more. So it's not just x on y plus 1 on its own. No, it's not. So the numerator is increased by 1. The denominator is increased by 1. The value of the fraction will be 5 on 6. That's equation 1. Sorry, that's equation 1. And the next bit, however, if the numerator and the denominator, here's my second equation, are each decreased by 5. So let's say x, the numerator was 10. It's now going to be 10 minus 5, which is 5. So whatever it was, we're now taking away 5. And the denominator is also decreased by 5. The answer, the value of the fraction is 3/4. That's equation 2. Now, how do we solve these? What we'll do, I'm going to work on equation 1 again. Actually, I'll just do it over here if I've got room. This is what I'm going to do. Girls, does that look like fraction equals fraction?
Yes. Cross multiply.
Fraction equals fraction means cross multiply. So it's 6 times what? X plus 1 equals, girls, fraction equals fraction means cross multiply. 6 times that equals 5 times what? Y plus 1. So I'm still working on equation 1 there. So I've got 6x plus what? How do I do 6 lots of x plus 1? 6x plus 6 equals 5y plus 5. Very good. So now, girls, I've got 2 numbers on their own. Let's just put them together, or we can take, I don't mind if we just bring everything over to the left, but I know you don't like that really. I'm just going to, I want to bring everything over to the left. All right, actually, no, I'll keep the x. You're used to having the x and the y on the left and the numbers on the right, okay? So keep the 6x here. Do I need to bring the 5y over? So plus or minus 5y? Minus 5y equals, keep this 5 over here. And what do I do with this plus 6? Minus 6. So my first equation is 6x minus 5y equals -1. That's my equation 1. So that's that one. So what I did, I looked at that, and you can't work with that. Like, now it looks like something you're used to seeing. 6x minus 5y equals -1. I'm just going to leave that. I'm actually going to call that equation 1 again, because that's the one we're going to use. Now let's play around with this one, equation 2. Fraction equals fraction. What should we do? 4 times x minus 5. All right, I'm off the screen now. So I'm actually going to get rid of the question now. I'll just minimize it. So, wait, there's my lunch, my greasy breakfast. All right, 4 bracket x minus 5 equals 3 bracket y minus 5. Tell me once again why I'm allowed to cross multiply. Equals fraction. All right, so now expand. 4x minus
20 equals 3y minus 15.
Good. 3 times y and 3 times minus 5 is minus 15. Let's keep the 4x here. Let's take, is this a plus 3y on this side? So it's a minus 3y on that side. I want to keep the minus 15 here. And this minus 15 has, sorry, this minus 20 needs to go to the other side, and it's plus 20. So I've got 4x minus 3y equals what? 5. That's equation 2. I'm going to put equation 1 under it so that you can see them both on the screen.
Would you multiply equation 2 by 1.5?
You could if you want, but you're going to get decimals and no one really likes. You either go, no, you've got two choices. Oh yeah, we can go to 12. So let's do, girls, we've got two choices. Either we're going to multiply equation 2 by 5 and equation 1 by 3, or we're going to we can make a 12x here, equation 2 by 3 and equation 1 by 2. You go with the ones that tend to be smaller, or whatever you like.
Do the 6 minutes and 4.
Yeah.
Would it be easier to make the y's the same?
Well, 5 and 3, or times by 3 and 2. 3 and 2 are smaller.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter which one you do.
I think 5 and 3 is better.
Oh, we'll go equate 5 and 3. So equation 12 smaller.
Just do 12. Do 12.
Look,
Just do whatever you do.
equation 2 times 3. Stop. You can do it your way. We can do it this way. Equation 2 times 3. So I've decided here, I'm just going to put an asterisk. I'm going to make it 12x. All right? So just so that you know what you're doing. So equation 2 times 3 gives me what? 12x minus 9y equals 15. Call it equation 3. And equation 1 times 2. What do we got? 12x minus 10y is?
-2.
That's equation 4. Now what are we going to do? The 12x's are identical in you subtract something, take away itself goes. You can do 4 minus 3 or 3 minus 4. I'm going to do 3 minus 4. So 12x minus 12x, be careful here. It's -9 minus -10. Can someone get me a red pen from my pencil case, or just, yeah, it's -9 minus -10. So it's -9y plus 10y.
So it's negative.
No, it's positive 1y.
Oh, I did it the other way.
Girls, it's -9y minus and it's 15 minus -2. I'm going to write it out. So it's positive 1y equals 17. Then you're going to substitute y equals 17 into, you know what,
Equation 1, that's rearranged.
the rearranged equation 1. So we've got 6x minus 5 times 17 equals -1. 6x minus, what's 5 times 17? 50, 85 equals -1. 6x is -1 plus 85, which is 84. And our 6 12s are 72, 78, 14. X is 14. And so that's our answer. Shh.
It takes so long to do it.
X is 14, Y is 17. Shh. Girls, so can you stop talking? So your answer is X is 14, Y is 17. Let's look at what the question said. So you know how it's X on Y was my fraction, 14 on 17. You know how, if you increase each of those by 1, now I'm checking. If you increase each of those by 1, what do you get? And divide them both by 3. Divide them both by 3. Correct. If you've got 14 over 17, please stop talking and take away 5 from each. This was the question and I'm seeing if it works. What do you get? I'm checking my answer. 9 over. Divide them both by 3, which is correct. Shh. So girls, the original fraction is 14 on 17 because X was 14 and Y was 17. Hard. The straight line with equation y equals mx plus b, you can see the question up here on the screen, passes through the points 2, 10 and -3, -25. Find the values for m and b and hence the equation of the line. Now girls, you learnt about this topic last year, which is a long time ago, but when a line passes through points, a point is a what? MB value or an XY value? A point on the number plane, if you want to plot the point, yeah, that's X and that's Y. And this is XY. Whenever you look at a set of coordinates, it's the X value and the Y value. And that's the X value and the Y value. Now, if this line passes through those 2 points, you substitute the point into the line. So my first equation, what's Y? So my first equation is 10 equals M times, so for my first equation, I'm substituting Y is 10, X is 2. What do I do? Y equals M times 2, which is 2M plus B. Girls, you need to be quiet. The second equation, I'm going to substitute X is negative 3, Y is negative 25 into that. So what do I write?
Negative 3.
No, Y.
Negative 25 equals minus 3M plus B.
Now, you know what to do now. All right, girls, what do you do?
1 minus 2.
Oh, yeah, the B's are the same. Fantastic. Equation, B's are the same. Nice and lucky there. Equation 1 minus 2.
What do you mean the B's are the same?
Well, look. 2M plus B minus 3M plus B. So I can eliminate. So I do equation 1 minus 2 because the B's are the same. If you subtract the equations, B minus B is 0. Anything take away itself is 0. So what do? 10 minus negative 25. No, not minus. And 2M minus whatever's there, minus 3M. So what's that? 10 plus 25 is? 35.
Wait!
2M plus 3M. So what's M?
7.
So M is 7. Shh. Girls, I'll just minimize this. And so M is 7. And now what are you going to do to find B? Sub M is 7 into equation 1. 10 equals 2 times 7 plus B. 10 is 14 plus B. Yeah. B has to be negative 4 because 14 minus 4. Or B is 10 minus 14. You okay with that? So B will be 10 minus 14. B is negative 4. Now, it doesn't matter that I wrote the B over here. Okay? So there you go. Therefore, the original equation is Y equals MX plus B, which is Y equals 7X minus 4. Next. All right. I'll be doing. Looking back at question 3, question 3H, you have to form 2 equations and then find the value of the pronumerals. Look at 3H, the diagram. What's the shape?
It's a parallelogram.
Give me some properties. Oh, yeah.
Diagonals bisect each other.
Yeah. All right. I know that. No, not at right angles. Opposite sides parallel, opposite sides equal, but there's nothing about the opposite sides. Diagonals. Shh. Diagonals bisect each other. Shh. So, first one, 3x plus 7 equals 3x plus 7. What does that equal? Good. Now, you like to have your x's and y's on the left and your numbers on the right. So this will be 3x what? Plus or minus y?
Minus 1.
3x minus y equals 10 what? Minus 7. Shh. 3x minus y, if you don't mind, equals 3.
How did you write minus 1?
In equation 1, equation 2 will be, I've done this diagonal. Shh. What's my second equation? 11x minus 2y equals 3x plus 10, ladies. So keeping, this one's a bit different. All right, so what do I get? 11x, come on. I want all my x's and y's on the left.
Minus 3.
minus 2y equals 10. So I've just picked up that 3x and taken it over. So what's 11x minus 3x? So I've got 8x minus 2y equals 10. That's equation 2. Shh. I will write equation 1 underneath again so that it's near the other one. Okay? I like to do that. So there you go. I don't mind, you can, if you're not the substitution type person, you can multiply equation 1 by 2 and you can just eliminate. Sometimes it's quicker. You can swap the 3 and the y and substitute. But I want to do it by elimination because they're both negatives. So, equation 1 times 2. Girls, I'm shh. Equation 1 times 2 gives me what? 6x minus 2y is 6. I'll call that equation 3.
Which equation are you using?
Well, I need the equations with the same y's or x's.
Miss, which one are you using?
Girls, it should be obvious.
Sorry,
Hi, Miss.
Can I speak Anna and Therese for a second, please?
I've rewritten equation 2 down there and I've decided to do equation 2 minus 3 because when I have a quick look, the x value in 2 is bigger than the 1 in 3 and the number in 2 is bigger than the number in 3. So what's 8x minus 6x? 2x. Negative 2y minus negative 2y is negative 2y plus 2y. Girls, we're going to have to close the door.
Wait, what? So it's
What's negative 2y plus minus negative 2y? It's negative 2y plus 2y is 0. 10 minus 6? 10 minus 6? 4. So therefore x is 2. Sub x equals 2 into, I don't mind, let's go into equation 1. So we've got 3 times 2. That's how you do 3 times 2. You can put a bracket. 3 bracket 2 minus y equals 3. What do I get? 6 minus y is 3. I mean, you can tell me just by looking. 6 minus what?
Can you examine 3?
One sec. All right. So y is 3. Girls, you don't need to take that minus y to the other side in the 3. 6 minus 3 is 3. So therefore, your answer is x is 2, y is 3.
Miss, do we have to use that as
No, you can substitute and that's probably quicker. Okay? You can substitute. Girls, it's up to you what method you use. Can I put the next question up? I hope people aren't at the top of the page. Question I. Girls, please. Shh. Question I. Shh. Can I get rid of this? Shh. Girls, what are the properties around parallel lines? There are 2 equations you need to set up here. Try not to get the... What can you do, girls?
3x plus y equals 2y plus 20.
Good, by alternate angles. Good. Girls, with this one, I'm just going to set it up. I'm not doing it. Question 3i, you finish it at home. We need to do these really hard age problems. 3x plus y equals 2y plus 20. You can rearrange that to make it 3x, what?
Minus 2y.
Well, plus y minus 2y equals 20. Shh. Girls, I'm going to keep the x's and the y's on the left, so I bring this minus 2y over. What do I get? 3x minus y equals 20. That's the first equation. Girls, we want the x's and the y's on the left and the numbers on the right. Now we need another equation. There's 2 possible equations that you could write. You could do co-interior or angles on a straight line add up to 180.
Co-interior.
Both will work.
Co-interior.
Girls, it's going, it's there. So we've got, okay, let's go co-interior.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got 3x plus y plus, what do I do?
plus 4x.
4x plus 2y is 180. Now, girls, all the x's and the y's are on the left, so just keep them there and collect like terms. 3x plus 4x is 7x plus what? 3y is 180. That's equation 2. I'm going to rewrite equation 1, which is 3x minus y is 20. Now, that's equation 1 just rewritten. So, girls, this time we're going to substitute.
Yeah.
All right? So let's substitute. I mean, you don't have to. You can multiply the second. Actually, no. I want to eliminate because I just want to. And I know it's easy to substitute, but I want to eliminate. So I want to make the y's the same. What am I going to do? Equation 1 times 3. What do you get? 9x
9x minus 3y
is,
equal to 60.
so that's equation 3. So now we're going to use 2 and 3. Be careful. Are you going to, the reason I want to do this, I want to ask you if you're going to add or subtract them.
I'm gonna add them.
Why? Because they're exact opposites. And a plus 3y and a minus 3y cancel when you put them together. So we're going to do equation 2 plus 3. Girls, I've got plus 3y and minus 3y. You add them together. Two opposites, add them together. Plus 3 and minus 3 equals 0. So what do you get?
You get 16x.
16x equals 240. X is 240 divided by 16. 15?
Yep.
Because it's 160 and 80.
If you're going too fast, I'm not understanding what's happening.
Can you go that way?
Listen, do you know how to solve simultaneously? Well,
Can you move the sheet a bit to the left, to the right? Yeah. Where did 9x come from? Can you go from there for me?
Yeah, that's better.
I've added, we made the 3y's, excuse me ladies, shh. We've made the 3y, we've got plus 3y and minus 3y's, so with equations 2 and 3, the 3y's are the same except one's a positive, one's a negative. So you add equations 2 and 3 together. I only need the second sheet now. So I'm adding equations 2 and 3 together. Do you know why? Because they're exact opposites. The 3y's are so I get 9x and 7x is 16x, minus 3y and plus 3y is 0, 60 and 80 and 180 is 240, so x is 15. So substitute x is 15 into, I'm going into 1, so it's 3 times 15 minus y is 20. 45 minus y is 20. You should be able to just tell what y is. 45 minus what? 25. So x is 15, y is 25. Now we need to do some harder ones. These are not the hard ones. Sorry? 45. Someone get me my charger. Shh. Girls, yes. And then the minus y has to go to the other side too. 45 minus 20. Shh. I do a column for each person and then the time frame over here. Shh. Ladies, 6 years ago, Lydia was 3 times as old as Kiko. In 3 years' time, Lydia will be twice as old as Kiko. What are their present ages? So I'm just going to go 6 years ago, now, and 3 years' time. In 3 years' time. Okay? Because they're talking about all these different things. Now, shh. I'm going to start with 6 years ago. So 6 years ago, Lydia was 3 times as old as Kiko. So what should I let Kiko be?
X.
And what should Lydia be?
3x.
Good. Now, if that was 6 years ago, someone was X and this person was 3X. Now, let's say this person was 5, Kiko was 5. How old would Kiko be now?
X plus 5.
That's right. If Kiko was 5, he'd now, or she would be 11. So if Kiko was X, now Kiko will be X plus 6. If Lydia was 3X, then she will now be whatever 3X is plus 6. Okay? And in 3 years' time, just keep going with this table. You don't use the last bit, Lydia will be twice as old as Kiko yet. So with this table, once you've set one set of values, you then go plus 6 or minus whatever or whatever you need to do. So 6 years ago, Kiko was X, Lydia's 3X. Now Kiko's X plus 6, Lydia's 3X plus 6. In 3 more years, Kiko will be X plus what? And Lydia will be 3X plus 9. So you set your table up and then you read the last sentence. In 3 years' time, Lydia will be twice as old as Kiko. So look at these values. In 3 years' time, Lydia, which is 3X plus 9, will be 2 times whatever Kiko is. And you solve that. So girls, listen, you need to listen very carefully. When you do this table, you only use one piece of information and then you add or subtract years from that piece of information. Then the second statement about comparing their ages, you do as your equation. Okay? So once you've put one value in the table, you just add your years on or subtract your years, whatever you need to do. Girls, this is a level 5. And then you form your equation from in 3 years' time, Lydia is twice as old as Kiko. So in 3 years, Lydia's age will be 2 times whatever Kiko is. 3X plus 9 equals 2X plus 18. 3X minus 2X equals 18 minus 9. So X is 9. So girls, but I want their present ages. So present, girls, present means now. Let me just remove this. Present means now. So what are their present ages?
15.
Kiko is X plus 6, which is 9 plus 6 is 15. And Lydia's present age, which means now, is what?
33.
3X plus 6, which is 3 times 9 plus 6, which is 27 plus 6 is 33. Girls, they're not easy. But if you try and put all the information from the question in the table, you're going to get it wrong. Look, I find this the best way to do it. Once you've got one relationship between them, do not worry about the other one. Just worry about the time difference and fill in the time differences in the table only, because then you use that to form your equation. Okay? Shh.
Can you put that in like writing so I can copy it down?
So when you use this table, you just use one piece of the information that compares their ages, only one of them. And I chose to use 6 years ago that Kiko was X and Lydia was 3X, and then I just added, then I did the time comparisons. Now I added the 6 years, in 3 years I added 9 years altogether. Then I used the second piece of information in the question to write up the equation. Now I'm going to do this question again in a different way, doing the same question again with the information, but I'm starting with different information in the table. So I've got, what have I got? 6 years ago, please stop talking, now, and in 3 years. When I finish the question. All right, girls, 6 years ago, Lydia was 3 times as old as Kiko. If you decided not to do that, but you decided to do in 3 years' time, Lydia is twice as old. So in 3 years' time, how old's Kiko? X. Lydia's? 2X. So girls, if you decided that's what you were going to put in the table, you do that. In 3 years' time, X and 2X. Now, are they younger or older than in 3 years' time? So what do? X minus 3, 2X minus 3. Please stop talking. 6 years ago from now would be X minus 9, 2X minus 9. Please stop talking. So then you set up, because you used in your table Lydia is twice as old as Kiko in 3 years' time, you use the other piece of information, which is 6 years ago, Lydia is 3 times as old as Kiko. So you form your equation with 6 years ago. So 6 years ago, Lydia is 3 times as old as Kiko. What do I do? Lydia equals 3 times Kiko. So how do I do that?
3.
What's 6 years ago? 2x minus 9 equals 3 bracket.
X minus 1.
And then if you solve that, you might get a different value of x because it's talking about a different time, but you will get their same ages when you finish. So you get 2x minus 9 is 3x minus 27. I get x is 18. Now, before we got x was 9, but if you look at now, I'll tell you why. It's still right. I need to get rid of that. So, girls, obviously I would have done it the first way because you do the first information first. So, girls, if x is 18, look now. How old's Kiko? Now. Anyone? How old's Kiko now? X minus 3, 18 minus 3, which is 15. Shh. And Lydia, girls please, now is 2x minus 3, which is 2 times 18 minus 3. 36 minus 3 is 33. Same answer as before. Now, obviously, when you see the question, I'd be putting the first sentence in my table, not the second one, as I just did then. But once you decide which sentence goes into the table, you don't look at the other sentence until you form the equation. Do you get it? Once you start one row of the table, you stop and you fill the table in. Then you go back and look at the other sentence. Okay? All right, girls, I'm not done. Can we just do that prayer, please, quickly? Such as 23, that 2 is worth 20. And that 3 is in the units column. See, that's in the tens column, that's in the units column. So just remember that. So it says in a certain 2-digit number, twice the tens digit is equal to 1 less than 5 times the units digit. So I'm going to call x the tens digit. So I've got here's my number, I've got my tens and my units. I'll call my tens digit x and my units digit y. So let's start. Are you okay with that? In a certain 2-digit number, 2 times the tens digit is equal to 1 less than 5 times the units digit. So what do I do? 5y minus 1. Then it says if the digits are reversed, so if I reverse my digits, tens units, this is reversing. So if my digits are reversed and this number, so this number, whatever I've got, is subtracted from the original number, the result is 14 less than 5 times the sum of the digits. Now, all right, so we did that first bit. That's definitely right. 2 times the tens digit is equal to 1 less than 5 times the units digit. That's okay. But the next problem is if the digits are reversed. So if we do yx and this number, now the number is 10 of whatever y is plus whatever x is, because that's in the tens column. So this number, girls, this number is 10y plus x. Let's say this is 23. Isn't that 2 times 10 is 20 plus x is 23? So that number is 10y plus x. I need room. This number is, if this was 32, it would be 3 times 10 plus 2. That's its value. So this number is 3, no it's not, it's 10 times x plus y. That's what that number is. So if this was the number 54, wouldn't it be 10 times 5 is 50 plus 4? So, if the digits are reversed and this number is subtracted from the original number, you can't write the number as xy. That means x times y. No, x plus y, if that was 5 and 4, that would be just 5 plus 4 is 9. But the numbers say, let's say the number's 54. If you do 5 times 4, what do you get? 20. But it's not 20, it's meant to be 54. It's got to be 5 times 10 plus 4 gives me 54. Yes, so it's 10x plus y. And the other one is 10y plus x. That's the value of the number. Now, there's your first equation. My first equation is 2x what? Minus 5y equals negative 1. That's equation 1 from what I've done before. Equation 2, if the digits are reversed, so I've reversed the digits, and this number is subtracted from the original number. So I need to do the original number minus that. So I've got to do 10x, the original number, plus y, minus 10y plus x. So the digits were reversed, and this number, the new one, was subtracted from the original. This is the original. So digits are reversed. This number is subtracted from the original number. The result is 14 less than 5 times the sum of the digits. How do I do that? 5 times the sum of the digits, x plus y, minus 14. It is. Good one. So I'm going to expand, take all my x's and y's to the left. 10x plus, come on, y, girls, minus 10y minus x equals 5x plus 5y minus 14. Girls, it's not easy. So, all right, I'm going to, shh. Girls, please. So, 10x minus x is 9x, plus y minus 10y is minus 9y.
Miss, 1 second, where did we get the 5 from? 5x?
Because it said is equal to 5 times the sum of the digits equals 14 less than 5 times the sum of the digits. So it said all of that equals 14 less than 5 times the sum of the digits.
Oh, okay.
If I'm saying 14 less than 30, I do 30 minus 14.
Is this equation 1?
Wait, is it?
No, this is equation 2.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Shh, girls. So 9x, what? Come on. Minus 9y minus 5x. Stop talking. Minus 5y equals negative 14. I'm taking all the x's over. Excuse me, ladies. 4x minus 14y. I need a pen. Oh, go on. I need a pen. I think so.
Yes.
14x minus 14y equals negative 14, equation 2.
Miss, 14x or 4x?
Girls, 9x minus 5x is 4x. Minus 9y minus 5y is minus 14y. Equals negative 14. Sorry, girls. My head's in 100 places. And I'm rewriting equation 1 down here. And you can now solve them. That's equation 1. Okay? You can solve that. All right, it's a bit messy, but you'll be fine. And you can... Shh.
Wait, Miss, can I just...
So, girls, I'm sure you can solve that now. Homework is the following. Have a go at C, but... Girls, I got you to do questions 1 and 2. Let's do some from question 3. Let's just do question 3B and C. So question 3B and C.
This is homework.
What exercise? Is it 13.5?
And, ooh,
Miss, is it 13.5 still?
yeah, I don't know how you're going to solve this one. Good luck. 3E.
Miss, don't give me the task if you don't know how to solve it.
I can solve it. And radii of a circle are all equal, 3f. You'll work it out. Girls, try 5c, but good luck. Good luck with 5c. I might do a little video on 5c.